everybody, and welcome to the Green Justice Podcast. I am happy to be here with Honey Mathew, who is the outgoing president of the Sustainability Club. My name is Mark Vardy. My co-hosts, Paula Hirschman and Greg Simmons, unfortunately can't be here today. So it's just Honey and I talking about the Sustainability Club. So welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's wonderful to be here in this podcast. I've been hearing about this so long. So yeah, it's an honor to be part of this actually.
Well, thank you for making the time to come and be part of it, because there's so much going on. The Sustainability Club has got a lot of vitality to it. And so I want to just check in with you about all the things that the club is doing and what where you see the club going from here. So maybe we can just start by, if you want to just tell me a little bit about how long you've been involved in the club and what kinds of things you've been doing.
Sure. So my name is Honey Mathew, and I'm an international student. I came in here in August 2023. And since then, so sustainability has been something that has always attracted me. And I would say 2018 was a year that I always mark as the epiphany year, I would say, where I felt like I needed to do a job. I need to transition into a career that not just makes it important for a person, as like when you're doing a job, you feel like you're doing a job. But other than that, you also need to feel the impact of the job you're doing. So that's where I came across this idea of sustainable development, because I'm an engineer by profession. So my background is totally into that technical side of it. But then when I came across sustainable development goals, good governance, social and environmental impact, I found a profound calling in that direction. So I decided to change my career. I ended up here in Canada because KPU is the only, of course, there are many universities offering courses in sustainability, but KPU had a combination of business and sustainability in the form of like an MBA program, which you can eventually translate into an MBA. So that's what attracted me, and I came here. But one of the things that I found here was that the entire system is very open for students to explore and come up with new ideas and things. And that's where we found that there is a lack of a platform for students who are interested in sustainability. So that's where we came across this idea, me and two of my classmates. I discussed it with them, expressed my intention of starting a club. They were in it. So that's how we actually started the club in the year 2023, if I'm right.
So I didn't realize that. So you're actually a co-founder of the club as well.
Yes.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
So
I would like to correct 2024.
2024 is when the club began?
Yes,
okay.
It was when.
So it's fairly recent.
Very recent.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I just assumed that it was a club that had been around for a while and that you and your colleagues revitalized, but you actually began.
Yes. So it was in the month of March when we first did SDG Week last year. And there we came across few members who were so interested in the sustainability as in like the idea of sustainable development goals. And I tried to reach out and do some research on the club because I wanted to join something like that. So when I researched, I found there was none. So there was an option of start a club. So I was like, why not start a club if I cannot join one? So yeah, that's how. So it was in the month of March, we started with the ideation, gone through the process of making a club and the charter and the constitution and things like that. We got approved in the month of August and we had our launch event in October. So that was when we got out public.
So coming up in October of this year will be your 1-year anniversary of the official launch. Wow. That's great. So you guys have accomplished a whole bunch in that time. And I want to come back to that. But before we do, I want to ask a little bit more about this moment, this epiphany that you had in 2018, where you realized that you want to embark in a career that enfolds the elements of the Sustainable Development Goals.
Yes.
And I think you said, I can't remember your exact words, but you wanted to have your career be more meaningful. So what was Was there anything in particular that kind of sparked that, or any like what brought that change of consciousness about?
Thanks for that question. Actually, that's a very good question. I don't know if my answer would be clear enough because there's a lot of things that were happening during that time. First of all, I was preparing for an exam called Indian Civil Service Exam. So that is an exam that gets you become diplomats or public servants. So that was part of the pursuing career that I was taught would be something that would help society because you become administrative officers or foreign service officers, and then you make policies and you have the power to do that. But in 2018 specifically, because my state was hit by a massive flood, and the flood was so bad that the entire state was underwater. So the rescue operations, the disaster management, everything was, I mean, everyone faced a new kind of a situation because it was kind of amplified by the climate change. So there was only one city that was out of this issue, which was the city where I was in, while my entire hometown, my places were underwater.
Mm,
So that was like a live call for me because I could see my family members in danger and you cannot do anything. Once nature hits you back, you cannot do anything, the massive scale of implementation. So that was the time when I realized that no matter what I become, if I'm not actually putting in an action that at least foolproofs, we cannot change the entire system or whatever harm we have done so far for in relation to climate change. But at least if we can do something that helps in the mitigation and adaptation, that would be something I wanted to invest in because that would count. And that is what exactly the future is calling for. So no matter you become a billionaire or a trillionaire or whatever that matter is, if you cannot save your neighborhood, your own community, your own people, and the helpless and the underprivileged ones, then there is no use of making all that money. So that was my call from within. So
mm.
yeah.
That must have been very dramatic. I can just imagine
Hmm.
you being with that landscape
Hmm.
underwater,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And just kind of watching it all
Hmm.
unfold. Yeah, that would have been a very powerful moment. What state was that in?
It's Kerala, and for the listeners who really want to check out, there is a movie called 2018 that was released, I think last year. It's called 2018. It kinda portrays the impact and the entire flood situation. Is just, I would say, a tip of the iceberg, but it kind of like showcases. It was also nominated for the Oscars, so it's something that you should definitely have on your watch list.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's oftentimes like through media that we get like the sense of
Hmm.
scale of
Yes.
these things. Um, yeah, so then you had that, and then you went through a process of, it sounds like, searching out schools that would
Hmm.
enable you to uh, take your interest in sustainability and go forward with it. And then
Yes.
so that is what brought you to KPU.
Yeah, so there was a lot of incidents in between too. So 2018, after that, I went back to my city to continue my studies with the exams and stuff. Then COVID hit,
Mm,
so everything went upside down. All the institutes closed. Everything, the exams were derailed and everything. So later on, I got a chance to go to Dubai, where I was working with a company which was into sewage treatment and architecture. So they were like a conglomerate, but doing different kind of stuff. So they needed an auditor who would help them with their ISO certification. So I was seeing things aligning according to my requirements. So I took ISO 14000 certification for environmental management system, and I was helping them.
okay.
So
And ISO is International
standards
Standards
organization,
Organization,
yes.
based in Geneva, Switzerland, and they set the standards for. I have a mug at home from ISO,
Whoa.
and it references the ISO for motor oil, for like for cars, for engine
Yeah.
oil.
Hmm.
Uh, and yeah, so they're setting the standards for all kinds of things
Hmm.
around the world. So anyway, sorry, you you were doing uh, you're in Dubai,
Hmm.
and you're working with for a company that is doing what again?
So sewage treatment, and also they were into construction. So so they were moving into this eco-friendly processes of doing things. So and they were trying to get the ISO certification. So that was how I got roped into the program and sorry the process and the rule.
I see.
Yeah. So that's when I realized that okay, because before that I would say I was more into the activist side of sustainability, like advocating and also like bringing in people together to talk about sustainability or let's say climate change or stuff. Eventually, I realized that if action has to be taken, you need to motivate the major section, or I would say the corporate world, who are sitting on it with no actions taken, or rather, I would say carrying no pain within them about the impact of whatever they are doing, or some of them are oblivious. Like, do we even have a role in environment and sustainable factors? So that I thought maybe this is the right juncture where we can try, because I always believe in the people who are interested in sustainability and climate change will always do their part. People who are naysayers, they say, I don't believe in climate change. There is a section of neutral people who can be motivated just by the fact that saying that, hey, this could be a potential business opportunity where you help the society, you help the environment, and also make profit out of it. So that's a nudge for them to work on. So that's how I found this niche of corporate sustainability. And then I was like, okay, at this moment, I'm very idealistic about it. I know it's not how we sound, but that was something that I thought like, okay, this could be a change that we can initiate so that everyone, whenever you think about making a product, you think about its impact. You think where the resource is being sourced from, how much of destruction are we making there, and the end of the life cycle, where it goes, and what kind of impact it would have. So a life cycle assessment based approach from end to end.
Right.
Um, yeah. So
Great. So then, yeah, because you need, I think, when you think about climate change and you think about the scale of it, and you think about like the scale of the impacts,
Mhm.
right? Uh, the there's no, I mean, for me, I think like everybody needs to do everything that they can
Mhm.
in whatever way possible.
That's true.
I
That's
mean,
true.
so I think we absolutely need to have um, people who are working at in corporations, in government,
Mhm.
in educational systems, as well as people who are lobbying, who are
Mhm.
working as activists, engaging in activism. Like I think it's it's kind of all hands on
Yes.
deck kind of thing. Um, so then that's what brought you to KPU
Yes.
and you were in the business school or marketing
The
or
gr the Melville School of Business had this graduate program called Green Business Management and Sustainability. So I applied in 2023, got accepted, and that's how I came here to
okay.
pursue the program. Yeah.
And that is that like a 2-year program or
It
1 year?
is. So it is a 2-year program, and it also has an option of converting it into an MBA because I think MSB, Melville School of Business, have an MOU with Switzerland-based um, university called SUMAS, Sustainability Management School of Management. So you could take certain credits here, and then that could add up to an MBA if you you can finish it with SUMAS and get an MBA. So that was like a catchy thing for me to apply. Yeah.
That's a
Mhm.
bonus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Um, okay, so then you got here and then you looked around and you saw that there's no sustainability club.
Mhm.
So you're like, let's start a
Let's start one.
sustainability club. Uh, so the people that you started it with, were they also in the same program as you
Yes.
did?
Yeah. So when I checked with the club starting like the rules and processes for the same, they said we need to have at least 3 people as executive members to start a club. So I needed someone who were committed, and only few people came to my mind because for the green business manager or whatsoever like classes, you always have different cohort, like different people sitting in one class. So there were only few people with whom I was interacting on a regular basis. So my like the total combination of reaching out to these permutations and combinations were like
Yeah.
not that working out. But yeah, I was fortunate enough to find equally committed members. Like 2 of them that I really knew was one of them was Carmina Alejandro and another was Kavya Saikia. So I just reached out to them and I said, hey, I'm having this wild imagine thought of starting a club. I know it's a big call because being international students, you do part-time jobs, you do classes. And so whatever amount of time you left with, that's the only time you can commit to this kind of extracurricular activity. So they were fine with it. They were like, let's try it. Why not? Like so that's how we formed this club. Yes. 3 of us joining together.
Okay. And it sort of sounds like it started around the Sustainability Week. That's when
Yes.
you kind of like
Met and had
launched.
this idea. Yeah.
So what kinds of things do you do as a club?
Mm.
Like,
That's a good question. So when we started, we were very particular about defining our objectives. And one of the major objectives was to make this club as a platform that connects students with students who are interested in sustainability and also students with the university practices. Because I felt like there was a gap, especially for us being green business management and sustainability students. Most of us didn't know what was happening at the university, for that matter. So we felt like that connection is lacking. So we wanted to act as a platform that could connect students with students and students to the university and also with the external agents and um, agencies who were involved with sustainability. So that was it. So we didn't have any prior experience, or especially Canadian landscape was new. So we don't know how things and clubs work here, how to reach out, whom to reach out. So it was totally new territory for us
So
to
the
just
other,
explore.
co-founders,
All of them
they were also international
international
students.
students. Yes.
Yeah, because as you say, I think it's fairly well known at KPU that international students,
Yeah.
they do have a heavier burden, right?
Yes.
Because as you mentioned, having to work, and I mean, I know a lot of domestic students work as well, but there's also the added task, I guess, or of becoming familiar with life in a new country,
Hmm.
and how things work here. So I guess as you're working on getting the club going, there must have been a process of exploration about
Yes.
like how does this
Yeah.
work in this? Yeah. So um, one question I have is so if you guys are at uh, like Civic Plaza,
Hmm.
right? Because
Yes.
that's where the Melville School of Business hosts a lot of its
Hmm.
classes, and it seems to be centered. Um, what was and KPU has 5 campuses.
Hmm.
So how did that play into the club activities? I
Mm.
mean, how did you deal with that difference between like the different campuses and
Yeah,
stuff?
that's true. So I'd say that when we were coming up with this idea, there were a lot of the factors that kind of aided in this process too. Because I got a chance to go to a PRME webinar that was hosted in Victoria, University of Victoria. And that's where I came across a lot many faculty people and made some connections there. Then I also got a chance to work as a student assistant at Melbourne School of Business. So those kind of connections were helping me out to reach out to new people, to faculty, administrators, and things like that. And we were also in well connection with the Office of Sustainability and the sustainability specialist of that time, Alicia. I had reached out to her via LinkedIn. So we had a connection sidewise. So everything fell in place at that time.
And that's
So,
the Sustainability Hub as well, with
yes,
Alexander Taylor. So we
exactly.
previous guests on our
Hmm.
podcast. Yeah.
Yes. So they were really instrumental in this entire journey because when we were starting, we needed some people to direct us and also to help us with navigating through the process. So they were easy. So if I had an idea, let's say to connect students and the university, bring them together, so we would just have a discussion with Alicia. She was very open. She would just book an appointment and then we'll just meet at the coffee at a cafe or anywhere. So that's how we started initially planning. And we had a set of events that we wanted to do in our mind. And we started exploring those events. With Hub, we planned out certain events like the clothes swapping event was one
Right.
of them.
Okay.
And then also we made it sure that we want to make it as systemic as possible. So instead of coming out randomly from your brain, we wanted it to have a system to follow. So we divided our entire club in 3 parts. One was with the marketing, the one with event management, and the third one was basically the administrative activities of putting in requests, expense reports, and stuff like that. So events was with me. So we would come up with new event ideas, and the entire team would sit together to plan out the resources needed, the timelines and deadlines and everything. The marketing would do the marketing, and the admin would just put in requests for the fund and stuff. So quite early time, probably because of our previous work experiences and things. So it was easier for us to execute it. And that's how we started with our first launch event, where we brought in some of our professors, and even I think the current climate strategist lead, Brett Favre, was also one of the guests who was there for our launch event. So that kind of exposure to the club was very helpful because then many spoke about the club to different other people. So that opened avenues for us to reach out.
So it sounds like you guys really began this with a very sort of strategic and long-term view.
Yes.
So it sounds like you organized it in a way to ensure its sustainability. And because, as a faculty member or an instructor here, I mean, you see students come in and then they graduate and they move on.
Yeah.
And so the question is always how to maintain student initiatives when you have people, and especially in a program such as the one that you and your colleagues were in, which is only a 2-year program. It's a very limited window to get people in and get them trained and get them, so I guess that must have been front of mind, I'm guessing, when you designed it in this way.
Very true. Because we also wanted students to have some experience in doing things. So like project management, let's say, or even coordination. If they wanted to put those things, we also had that kind of practical things in our mind, apart from our ideal process of focusing on sustainability. Because if any student wants to be a part of this club, they should take something out of it. So we would say, hey, you can also add this in your portfolio, saying that, hey, I have organized an event. I have done this project, which we managed from the start to the end. So those are the skills that you can develop while being part of this club. And budget allocation or management, that is, and again, a skill that you can always point out. So that those kind of experiences count in. And for students who have no exposure, especially like fresh out of the school, and they want to try something like that, and if internship is not an immediate option for them, these kind of clubs are like places where they can be fearless and just navigate and make best out of those experiences and also develop those skills. So that was also a part of our objective in our mind. Yeah.
I love that you use the word fearless. That's great. To create that environment where people can sort of take risks and experiment and learn, right, through that process. So I noticed that you have an event coming up on June 25th of this year. The Repair Cafe. And I understand it's like the second time that you have done this, and it's hosted at a public library in Newton. So can you tell me about this?
Oh, sure. So the Repair Cafe was one of the events that we had planned for our SDG month in 2025, the March of 2025. So we had 3 events in our mind. One was clothes swapping event, for which we started in the month of October by collecting clothes and then eventually sorting them out and then putting it out on display for people to just grab. So just giving them the idea of reuse. Next one was our sustainability video, where we tried to cover sustainability initiatives across the campuses.
Which is amazing. So so I want to ask you about that video too, because you cover so much and you include so many different people and initiatives in that. But I'll come back to that in a second.
Perfect. So so the third one was a Repair Cafe. So Repair Cafe was totally under our Vice President, Carmina Alejandro. We received an email from Newton Libraries to our official club email asking if we would be interested in doing something for them and for the adult community there where they were serving in relation to sustainability. So this was in the year 2024 when we had just started, and we were just navigating like what to do, what not to do. So we were in conversation with them, and SDG month was the right time for us to launch this event. So Carmina took the initiative. She reached out to Surrey Repair Cafe, Surrey BC Repair Cafe. So basically they are a group of fixers, they call them fixers, who are retired personals, or some of them are still active in the field, but whenever they get free time, they are basically what do you call it? There is this movie, I'm not sure, the Pixies.
Pixies, like the
Tinkerbells.
elves.
The Tinkerbells, yes. The pixie dust and the Tinkerbells. So so those are the tinkerers. Like they really like doing those stuff. So she was the one who organized meeting with them. Came up with so these people have been doing this Repair Cafe in various libraries like Guildford Library and thing. But it was not well known among everyone. So club took it as an initiative to connect the Newton Library with these people, and then we would be the organizers.
Right.
So we arranged for
This is where bringing in all the marketing.
Yes, the marketing skills and everything. So we reached out to different community members in and around Library also did its part in just spreading the word. And then we made a form of list, like came out with forms and things so that people could register and say what they want to get it repaired. So the idea was to tell people that, hey, you can get it repaired for free. So it's like basically bringing in anything, um, and then signing a waiver form if it could not be fixed. But then, yeah, getting them fixed. So our first event was in the month of March, 26th of March, I guess. We had around 30 items that were repaired. And it was such a wonderful experience because it's literally like you were seeing surgeons working, and then after the surgery, like the family's so happy. Like, so
Yeah.
I have seen people getting their hair dryer coming in, and they're like, she was just crying and blowing her hand. She's like, I'm so happy it got fixed.
Right.
Ovens and grills and air fryers, everything when they were fixed, the kind of delight they had in their mind on their face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we thought of continuing the same, and even for the fixers, it was a great experience to involve with students, like so the young cohort coming in and then
Mhm.
promoting this idea. So yeah, so then we thought we'll just do it on a regular basis. So that's how the next
Right.
periodic event is happening this
And
25th.
I can see, yeah, just like all of those things being diverted from the landfill,
Yes,
right? Like
exactly,
there's
exactly.
this whole, yeah, I think like as part of the recycling movement,
Mhm,
there's all these R's that people
mhm.
talk about,
Yes,
reuse,
reduce,
et
repair.
cetera. Yeah, but like repair, right, is like a
Mhm.
big one. So
Yeah, it's
like
a big one.
fixing and
Yes,
maintaining our durable goods
that's true.
is a big part of this.
Yeah, because I think most of the appliances could be fixed, but because it's too costly for people to fix it than buying a new one, um, they go for the second option because why not?
Yeah, and very often, consumer items are made in ways that are
Mhm.
hard to fix, hard
Yes,
to repair. There's this
yes.
whole right to repair movement.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you've got the repair cafe, which sounds like it's gonna be a ongoing
Mhm.
thing. Um, and then the video that you guys made,
Mhm.
can you tell me about making the video?
Yes. So in the month of Jan, we had a meeting with Alexandra and Christina Shorthouse. Both of them were responsible for the SDG month. So we were planning out something. So they had a list of things happening from the different departments, and we wanted to do something from our club side. So I kind of like threw myself under the bus, and I was like, we're gonna do a video where we cover all the stories about sustainability. I had no idea how we're gonna shoot it. I had no idea who's gonna write the script and stuff. But eventually, we tried to build things up. We reached out to the Marketing Association, which is another club for marketing students. The president of the Marketing Association, Abdullah Khan, he was a very gentle and a very humble human being, I would say. He was kind enough to say yes to our proposal. So he was the one, we got the cameras and everything, the kit from the library, and he offered us to shoot the entire video. So I made a rough script because I had more access to the resources across university and have been part of different department meetings. So I knew a lot, many people. So it was easier for me to navigate to put what and things. And I also got a lot of information from the hub. And also Alexandra shared a lot of information from her side. So it gave me a better idea about what was happening. So we made a script and then we decided shoot days. Initially it was like planned, and then it just became organic because we would not get the actors on time, we would not get the mic working or like something or the other happening, but then it just became organic. So we could cover whatever we could within the short limited time that we had because most of the school students had classes, so we didn't want to disturb them during that schedule. So I would say the video was not able to cover everything, but there were a lot of things that we missed out. Like we had plans of coming in and making a shorts about the podcast also. Even the KPU Wild Space walk. We wanted to do actually a
Mm,
video of the walk happening. So yeah, there were a lot of things that we missed, but we thought we'll start and then eventually we can always have a follow-up videos about that. So the idea behind the video was to make it all student led and student made from the scratch behind the camera and in front of the camera. All of them are students, except for speakers, whom we got different speakers, like authentic ones, like our professors and Office of Sustainability members and all. So the idea was to let every student who comes in here to know what is happening, like Climate Plus Challenge. You can take courses based on that, or for that matter, wild space walks.
Yeah.
So, because being a student, I know not everyone checks their email. So they might miss a lot many important events at the time. So a video like this might give them better idea about what's happening. So yeah.
I think it does. I think it's a yeah, 'cause I mean, having been here for 5 years now at KPU and, uh, talking to people, in the Climate Plus Challenge and doing this podcast, you start to see what the landscape is, of
Yeah.
sustainability across all 5 campuses and all these different initiatives, and they were all very well represented in that video. So it's, yeah, it was very impressive.
Thank you so much.
Uh,
Yeah, that means a lot.
and then also the clothing swap.
Mhm.
It was that for KPU students, or was that for KPU students and the broader community, or
Uh,
who's
yeah, for the first close swap, it was only for KPU students because we could only arrange it within the campuses. And for that, the Office of Sustainability was a major force, I would say, because they were the ones who initially started with cloth collection. So they set up collection points at various campuses in different parts and at different times. And once the clothes were in, they moved it to one central place, which was in Civic Plaza. From there on, we took it over and we did the sorting, like good from bad, and then tops and bottoms and things like that, the basic general sorting. And then we planned it for the SDG month, fixed a day where we would be doing it. And then I think it was in the Cedar building,
okay?
if I'm not wrong. Oh, this is a Cedar building.
This
No,
did
the
this okay,
fur
fair.
building. Yeah.
This is me.
This is Maple.
Yeah,
That's Cedar. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
still,
Welcome to this
still,
area.
still
Yeah,
learning.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So you had a day when people were able to come in
Yes.
and basically choose clothes.
Yes.
Great.
So we did a bit of show there too. Like we've set up our video running on TV and then we had cloth racks lined up so that people would get a feeling of shopping in a retail shop. But at the same time, you just come and grab whatever you like and you can just take home. Yeah.
So nice. Just again, yeah, keeping things out of the landfill and
Yes.
also showing a different way to live, right?
Exactly. Like from the fast fashion, we can move to the slow fashion movement where you don't have to change, you can actually exchange. So if you feel like you're wearing the same clothes all the time, you can go exchange it to someone else. So you're feeling new at the same time, you're not buying and wasting another cent of your dollars, whatever it is, to
Yeah,
a cloth which you won't be wearing for another 6 months or so.
it's a great idea.
Yeah.
So where are things at now with the club? So
Mm.
you're having been a central part of getting it going. You're now ex officio. Is that
Yes.
the correct term? So you are helping the incoming members,
Hmm.
adjust to their roles and
Yes.
whatnot. Uh, where 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 do you see the club going from here?
Wow, this I would call the most interesting part of the role as of now for me because I would say when you put in all your good intention to an organization or to a movement or to a business, it kind of like starts attracting the right kind of people and then it becomes sustainable. And if it is not you at the center but the intention and the vision at the center, it kind of grows in itself. That's what I could learn from this 1 year because we found the right persons to take it over from us. And we did a small elections. It was not open general election because of the lack of awareness of students about themselves and each other. So even if we put out on voting, no one would know whom they are voting for. So we had a central pool, which was taken up by people who suggested each other. And from the pool, we did a voting. And then we got three people to replace our positions. And then they added two more positions to the official executive roles. So now we have Chloe Francine, who is a criminology student.
Great.
Proud moment right now.
Yeah.
Drum
Awesome.
rolls. Yeah, so unfortunately she couldn't join us today. She wanted to, but she's busy with the repair cafe work. So yeah, so she is the president of the club. And we have Manuela. She is a green business student and she is the VP. And we have two or three more students who have joined Meva and Simran. So they have all formed the and Valentina. So yeah, they have all formed the executive clubs right now, kind of run by the women here. So so yeah, we see that inclination of more women centric activity in sustainability also there. But we do have a lot many other representation from other genders too. So yeah, so right now that's the phase, and they have taken up pretty well. they're doing it really good. We have seen that they have been enthusiastic about the handover, coming up with ideas. So as of now, as I mentioned, for 7 months, we could be, as per the rules of KSA, we could be part of the club as an ex officio. So we decided we will help them navigate, connect them with whatsoever connections we have made. So, like the Repair Cafe, Carmina handed over the entire connections to Manuela, and she's doing it very well. So likewise, I'm trying to reach out to departments and people, and then introduce Chloe to them so that she can find a way into the same conversations that we had built up in the past.
Amazing. And if students want to get involved,
Yeah.
how, like, is there room for students to get involved
Very
if
much.
they have
Oh,
ideas
yes.
for other things that they want to do? Because
Very much.
you've got all of the events and initiatives we already discussed. But what if a student has like a brand new idea?
For sure. Yeah, that's what we are really open to. A student who's interested in the club, they can either send an email at KPU Sustainability Club at gmail.com, or you can easily find it on the website of KUSA, so KUSA. Basically, I think it's KPU Sustainability something Student Association, and there they have listed all the clubs. So if you click on one of those clubs, whichever you're interested, if of course Sustainability Club, you would see the contact details, and you can just shoot an email or register from there.
Okay.
So once you are in, we have a WhatsApp group as of now because that makes communication more easy than a Gmail. But we are thinking of translating it into Teams or larger things as we grow. So right now, I think we have 90 members,
90?
which is
Okay,
huge.
that's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. So
90 people on one WhatsApp chat.
WhatsApp group.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So out of that, a few of us are graduating, so we will be soon out of it. But still, the community is growing. And one of the major culture that we do is like every time when we host a meeting, we try to bring in people and then ask for their opinions and to come up with ideas because we really want to explore this way of doing the club activities and things. Yeah,
That's great. Cool. So anything else that you want people to know about, or events coming up, or like what's
yeah. I mean,
w-
of course the Repair Cafe that's coming up. If there is any possible way that we can reach out to more faculty and also students. Most of the time, students might have something or the other broken and they cannot afford getting it repaired. So, yeah, just passing it out because my VP just emailed me, like the current vice president said, "Hey, honey, we don't have much registration going on." So I just promised her that I will do whatever possible in ways I can spread the message out. So I'm just right now doing that
okay.
over here.
Yeah.
So Manuela, I did the job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Check. Okay, great. Anything else?
all good. Well, that's the only thing that I wanted to say. But then, of course, one thing that I always believe in is that let's keep the momentum going. So it's always about, when it comes to little steps, I'd say atomic steps. Like literally the smallest of the steps, even those could count. So if anyone feels like they're not doing enough, you don't have to move mountains to feel that you're doing enough. Maybe the small baby steps could eventually turn into something big. So yeah, as long as we are trying, it should be doing good.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think about the garden,
Hmm.
and I will probably edit this out because now I'm going to start going off on a complete tangent. But there's something about gardening where you're just being able to look at and sort of focus on a
Mm.
few small plants, a
Hmm.
few small seeds, and you're just caring for these small seeds or these
Hmm.
small plants, but then that just is a very small thing on one hand, but it also connects you to something much bigger.
Yes.
So
And also the art of waiting.
art we yeah,
Yeah,
art of waiting.
because yeah, only
Is-
nature can teach you that.
yeah, you have to.
In this instant generation, like you get everything instantly. This is the only thing that can teach you patience.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't hit the fast forward button.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for making the time. This was really great.
No worries.